Hey everybody, how you doing? My name is Rob, and I got a 2012 Yamaha AR240 Jetboat, and I want to do a couple things here. I've looked out on YouTube for various things, spark plug change, oil change, little maintenance stuff that we as boat owners can do ourselves, and there's really not much out there, so I figured I'd throw something together for you. Today I'm going to change the plugs, kind of give some step-by-step directions. What you need, type of plugs, and how to get to the plugs. So let's get started. Okay, here we go. Now, spark plugs. Pretty important stuff here. Pretty simple to find. NGKs, that's what Yamaha calls for. LFR, get that right there. LFR 6A is what it calls for. If you know where to find it on the boat, you can look down here in the engine compartment. It's on that little sticker down there, and it's kind of hard to read there, but it's there. And once you get these plastic covers off right here, it's also right there on that little sticker too. We'll get to that here in a couple minutes. But so NGK LFR 6A spark plugs. You're gonna need a screwdriver, preferably a large Phillips, a ratchet with a 10mm, and another ratchet with a 5/8 spark plug socket on the end of there, and an extension, and some anti-seize. Now this is debatable on what kind you use. This is bulb grease. You know, I've used this for years on spark plugs in my motorcycle, my cars, and the boat. Works just fine, just as good. So, all right. As you can see, got the engine here. There's a Phillips or flathead, whichever one you want to use, doesn't matter. I prefer Phillips. It's a little bit more secure. These two have to come out. So this whole plastic piece comes, lifts off the top of the engine. I got this one loose over here already, so we'll go ahead and pop this off. Now, as you can see, exposes the coils. Now I recommend, if you're not real familiar with engines, you do one at a time. They're all labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4. But to me, I'm an old retired jarhead, so sometimes I can't always count. So I do one at a time. That way I put one back where one's supposed to go. So using your 10mm ratchet, you take these off. Stainless steel bolts there, and then kind of grab it and twist it out. And there it is. Set your screws aside so you don't lose them. And as you can see, that plug is, you may not be able to see it, it's way down there. That's why you need that extension on there. So let me go ahead and see if I can set this camera somewhere. Hopefully that's not too far away. It's pretty self-explanatory. This won't be a too long video. Alright, let's go. So carefully. You don't want to get too much torque in there. You don't want those things to snap, those spark plugs to break. So just kind of grab a hold of this, keep it nice and steady, and just kind of twist it out. You know, it shouldn't have to be very forceful with that. You can break them plugs pretty easy. Then you got another bad day on your hands. Just kind of twist it till it comes loose, and out comes that plug. As you can see, these plugs don't look too bad, but you know, I change them every season. That way you get the best performance you can out of these motors. So now, information on here: spark plug gap says it needs to be 0.08 to 0.9 millimeters. So you come over here to your handy dandy little spark plug tester. You got the millimeters on the back. Those of you that do or don't know how to use that thing, you take your new spark plug, and on the back you got your measurements, and it's got this little sliding bevel in there, and you just kind of get it to where it needs to be, 0.08, pretty much right there. And if you got to kind of adjust it a little bit, you can kind of tweak it and get it so it fits in there right to the right measurement. So this says 0.08 to 0.09, so anywhere in between where it's at now and a little bit over there. So we're we're good about right there. That seems to be perfect. So that's the new plug. Whoop. Sorry about that. I'm not the best photographer here. So you get your anti-seize or bulb grease in this particular case. You just kind of put a little bit on them threads. Just kind of goo it around. It'll work its way in as you put them back into the block there. So there you go. So you get your new plug, you put it in there. Put it in, I like to put it back into the socket and do it by hand and put it back in there slowly. And just kind of twist it. You can tell when it starts. And that's it. You just kind of hand tighten it for now. Hands are a little greasy there. Twist it until it gets, you know, tight enough to where you can't twist it with your hands anymore. There you go. And you grab your socket and just kind of give it a good, nice, tight little snug there. And that's it. That's how you change the spark plugs in the Yamaha engines. Obviously, you just go in reverse order now. Put the coil back on. You put your two 10 millimeter screws back in there, nice and tight. You go on to number 2, 3, and 4, and that's it. Then you put the cover back on. Really, really simple. So here in the next couple of weeks, I'll put another video out on how to change the oil. Those of you that don't know, you got to pump the oil out of these things because there's no drain somewhere. So again, like I said, give me about 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm gonna change the oil, and I'll put a video out there. So thanks for watching. Got any questions? Shoot me up a line on YouTube.